Hey everyone, in this video we're going to learn about how to multiply polynomials. So let's start with an easy example. Let's say we had 2x times 3x squared plus 5x. Now let's take a look at what type of polynomials we're dealing with here. So we have this 2x inside of the parentheses. This is a monomial because there's only one term. And inside this set of parentheses on the right, this is a binomial because we have two terms, 1 and 2, the 3x squared and the 5x. Two terms, that makes it a binomial. So let's go ahead and multiply this, a monomial by a binomial. And how we would do this, first, let's take a look at this set of parentheses right here. There's only one term inside the set of parentheses, 2x. So we can go ahead and drop the parentheses. There's no like terms, no other operations we can do. It's simply just 2x. So let's remove that set of parentheses. And look at what we have. 2x times parentheses 3x squared plus 5x. We could actually use the distributive rule. We could distribute this 2x to the 3x squared, the first term, and this 2x to the 5x, the second term. So let's go ahead and do that. And what is 2x times 3x squared? So let's just write it out first. 2x times 3x squared plus 2x times 5x, or 2x times positive 5x. So that's this one. Let's write that out. 2x times positive 5x. So 5x, or positive 5x. Okay, so let's evaluate these first. This multiplication on the left, 2x times 3x squared. So how exactly do we multiply them? First, let's multiply the coefficients. So 2 times 3. So 2 times 3 gives you 6. And then right here, x times x squared. And using the product rule, x, which is also x to the first, times x squared, is x to the 1 plus 2, which is 3. So this is x to the third. And same thing over here, 2x times 5x. So what is 2 times 5? We'll do the coefficients first. 2 times 5, that is 10. Times, now what is x times x? And again, using the product rule, x to the first times x to the first is x to the 1 plus 1, which is 2. And that is our final answer, 6x to the third plus 10x squared. So that's how you multiply two polynomials if one of them is a monomial and you're multiplying it with a binomial. But let's look at a more complicated problem. Let's say we had two binomials we wanted to multiply. So 3x plus 5 times 5x squared minus 2x. How exactly do we multiply these two polynomials, these two binomials? Separate this. So to multiply two polynomials or two binomials, we're going to use a method called FOIL. So let me write it out. FOIL, F-O-I-N-L, FOIL. And FOIL is how we're going to multiply these two binomials. So the F in FOIL stands for first. So we're going to multiply the first term of each binomial. So the 3x times the 5x squared. And the O stands for outer. So what are the outer terms? So the outer terms, if you just look at it, it's the 3x and the negative 2x. These are on the outside of the entire expression. So we're going to multiply these two outer terms right here. So 3x times negative 2x. And what does I stands for? I stands for inner. So what are the two inner terms? They're the terms on the inside. We're going to multiply the positive 5 multiplied by the 5x squared. And L stands for last. So what are the last terms in each polynomial? It is the positive 5 and the negative 2x. So let's go ahead and multiply those as well. So positive 5 times negative 2x. Excellent. So let's go ahead and write it out. So the first f, I'll write it in green. 3x times 5x squared. And then the outer, I'll write it in blue. So plus 3x times negative 2x. The inner, I'll write in orange, plus 5 times 5x squared. And I'll write the last in red just right below it. So plus 5 times negative 2x. Excellent. So let's scroll down a little bit. And let's go ahead and evaluate all these, starting with the greens, the first ones. So 3x times 5x squared, that is, so 3 times 5 is 15. X to the first times x to the second is x to the third. Perfect. Next one. 3x times negative 2x. So what's a positive times a negative? That is a negative. So negative. 3 times 2 is 6. And x times x, x to the first times x to the first is x to the second. Perfect. Now the next one, positive 5 times positive 5x squared. So what is positive 5 times positive 5? That's positive 25. And this first term, the positive 5 doesn't have a variable. We can just bring down this x squared. So x squared. Excellent. And then the last one right here, positive 5 times negative 2x. So what's a positive times a negative? That is a negative. And 5 times 2 is 10. And then we can just bring down the x. Perfect. And then you might actually notice we have two like terms in the middle right here. We have this negative 6x squared and the positive 25x squared. So what's negative 6 plus 25? That is 19. So scroll down. So positive 19 and then x squared. Now let's bring everything else down. So minus 10x, 15x to the third. Excellent. So that is our final answer for multiplying two binomials using FOIL. So I really hope this video helps you understand FOIL and how to multiply two polynomials together. And please leave any questions you have down in the comments below. And thank you so much for watching.